Hi, YouTube viewers. Welcome back to my channel, Temple Alchemy Tarot. Anaya here with another general collective pick a card. Not every message will be your message. Use your discernment and only take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you notice that a message is not resonating with you, don't be mad at it. Just know it's not your message. Leave it behind for the folks that it is meant for. All right, so let's go ahead and dive on in. We have here piles 1, 2, and 3. Pile 1 is 2 of Wands reverse. Pile 2 is Death. And pile 3 is the World. So today's pick a card is all about what cycle are you currently closing out in this Mars retrograde. That's right. Mercury has finally finished its retrograding as of about a day or two ago. But alas, Mars has gone in retrograde beginning December 6th and will be happening until February 23rd. All right, so this means that as Mars is retrograding or appearing to go backwards, we are all going to be pulled into internal processes, analyzing what our truths are, and also taking a look at whatever past versions of ourselves that we need to integrate certain lessons, information, so that we can move on in our next cycles, that much more mature, and with the past finally left behind us. So with today's pick a card reading, we're going to find out what is it that Mars is getting you to reflect on and close out for 2025. All right, so viewer, take this time to pause the video and select your pile 1, 2, or 3, and I will see you in your reading. Hi, pile 1. If you selected the 2 of Wands reversed, then this is your reading. So let's find out what pathway is being closed out for you here, as the 2 of Wands is all about pathways and direction. And of course, no surprise, this is Mars in Aries energy. So there's that Martian energy at its best working for you. We have the color red and everything. Okay, so this is very much a Martian guided reading for you here, viewer. So let's go ahead, pile 1, and take a look at some of the pre-selected cards here. Let's reveal them. We have House, the number 20, and the number 2 may be of significance. We have Focus with the number 24, which reduces down to the number 6. We also have here the Innocence card, and this is in the reverse. And here we have the Sun. So the fire energy is really coming out here for you, pile 1. All right. So the keywords here are demonstrate, realize, and act like a leader. That is the external expressions of the Sun. And your internal reflections are the creation of, the gaining of respect for or from, things brought to light or life. Beautiful. Okay, so this is a time of revelation for you. I'm just going to rejig these cards here. So we have House and Focus, Innocence, and the Sun. And that seems about right. Innocence and the Sun. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick peek at the booklet for the Zen Tarot, because I think this might actually be the Sun card in this deck. Let me just confirm, pile 1. This card is really giving ascended master energy. Okay, so innocence, this is a major arcana. All right. So here is innocence. Zen says that if you drop knowledge, and within knowledge, everything is included, your name, your identity, everything. Because this has been given to you by others, if you drop all that has been given by others, you will have a totally different quality to your being, innocence. This will be a crucifixion of the persona, the personality, and there will be a resurrection of your innocence. You will become a child again, reborn. So this card very much has that sun energy in terms of that innocent, childlike. In the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, the sun card is represented by a child that is riding a white horse. So let's see here, just to confirm. And this looks like it is number 19, potentially. All right, so that I got extra confirmation, pile one. This is the sun card in this deck. Absolutely. So we have double sun happening here. So right away, what I'm seeing in front of me, pile one, is this is truly all about you expressing yourself, okay? With the sun energy in the reversal, it looks like the core aspect of this wisdom that Mars is bringing for you in this reflective retrograde period is much like the book mentioned. It is time for you to release and let go of the constructions that others place on you, the expectations that others place on you around your identity and who you are. This is burdening you in some way, shape, or form. And so the advice for you right away, pile one, is to tap into this Zen energy. As we see here, there is a master, a Buddhist master, a Zen master, sitting in what looks like a garden. And he has a lotus on his hand. It kind of makes me think of Karate Kid and that little grasshopper moment where his teacher, his sensei, is bestowing upon him great wisdom and truth, sometimes in the form of parables, sometimes in the form of rhyme and riddle. But all the same, it is this innocence. The wisdom that is bestowed upon you is here to make you lighter, not heavier. So Mars is really bringing you into a place of releasing burdens of expectations that others place on you and expectations you place on yourself based on what you believe other people want from you. So it's time to reclaim your innocence as lightness. All right, remove any expectation, burden, and really step into the truth of your creation. Right? Demonstrate, realize, act like a leader because you truly are a leader with this sun energy here. Now, considering that we have two suns, and we have Aries, Mars and Aries, and we have here the bow and arrow that signifies the archer, Sagittarius. Pile one, we have all three fire signs present here, okay? The sun is governed, or rather, the sun governs Leo. So we've got Leo, we've got Aries, we've got Mars, we got Sagittarius. So there is a chance, pile one, that you could be either governed by Mars energy, not either. You likely are governed by Mars energy. You could be an Aries or a Scorpio. If that is the case, in this retrograde period, side note, you may experience a slowing down of your energy. You may feel not necessarily groggy, but slower, less energy, maybe less motivated or inspired. You may feel less creative even at this time. All right. If that resonates with you, just know that this is going to pass. All right. This is part of this Martian retrograde energy that's going to exit out come February 23rd. All right. So just hang in there and really lean into this portal or gateway that is opening up for you, Pile 1, to truly dig in deep to some aspects of your past, some elements of trauma that need your attention, that need your healing. And whether this is something that's come from trauma or just hardship challenges or has merely come as a survival strategy, pardon me, it's time for you to back away from the people pleasing. It's time for you to put an end to this cycle of allowing other people's expectations to become your business, to become your burden to carry. This is basically all about projections here, Pile 1. Okay, so what Mars really wants you to focus on in this next 2 months, month and a half period that's coming up is to release the projections that other people place on you. It's time for you to get clear and focus on what you want in your relations, both with yourself and with others. As noticeably, the focus card is all multiples of 2. So this is 2, your relationship with yourself, who you are, which further resonates with this house card, number 20, which reduces to 2. So when we're looking at a house here, for some of you, this may be a literal house. All right. Maybe you have a burden from a family. Maybe you've inherited a house or some kind of stability, and other folks around you are projecting onto you what you ought to do or ought not to do with this inheritance, with this house. For some of you, you might be redecorating or renovating your home. And instead of following what makes you feel comfortable, what are the colors, the textures, the signs and symbols you need around you to truly feel nourished, to feel like your home is your retreat and safe space? Maybe you're leaning a little too much on getting other people's input into what your home ought to look like or feel like or be like. Also, this further speaks to your house is yourself symbolically. This is where your consciousness resides. Your home is your body. And within your home resides your spirit, your consciousness, etc. So this could really be a lot about, again, your identity, Pile 1. And with the number 20 breaking down into 2, again, this is bringing me back into this place of how do you build your relationships with others? This is a time to reflect. When you look at your relationships, are you noticing a pattern of people-pleasing or codependency? Are you often abandoning aspects of yourself or putting them on hold or shelving them to prioritize being of service to other people and putting the emotions and needs of others well ahead of your own? Well, if that's the case, this is the time for you to truly come home to yourself in this Mars retrograde. Who are you? What brings meaning and purpose into your life? With the sun energy at your heels here, this is all about you getting clear on your inner child, your playful nature. What brings you joy? This invites you to look back at your childhood, well before people started projecting their expectations on you to be a doctor, a nurse, to have this, to have that, to have your life be a certain way. Before all those projections were placed on you, you had this true sense of innocence where you could play, you can express yourself unabashedly without any criticism, curbing you or influencing that expression. And so this is what you're being asked to come back to in your focus. Focus your attention on what actually nourishes your inner sun. Because you are the kind of person, Pile 1, that when your tank is full, you are literally a sun. You fuel, you gas, you warm, you nourish, you bring comfort to those around you. You are a brilliant, shiny person. All right? You are a natural born leader. And when you set your mind on something with this Sagittarian energy here, you are sure to meet that goal. You're one of those people where if there's a will, there's a way. And we know that will is heavily governed by the sun energy and by Leo. So here with the Sagittarius energy that is supported by Jupiter, when you focus on what you want, it manifests and expands exponentially. So this is really what you're being asked to do, is to leave all the BS at the door, leave all the projections, all the expectations placed on you from others outside of yourself, your family, your boss, your spouse, your children. Check those at the door and really create a sacred space for yourself, whether that's some time to meditate, whether you get some time home alone, or maybe you get to go for a nice quiet walk in the forest. Whatever it looks like, take space for yourself to disconnect from the projections that are placed on you. So that way you can actually have a better sense of understanding and seeing yourself for who you truly are. You are truly a source of light and upliftment and of nourishment. So here wanting to look at the keywords, the creation of is what's happening on the spiritual level. On the mental level, we have the gaining of respect for or from. So as you express yourself unabashedly, you may even need to put down your own projections that you have on yourself, your own restraints that you put on your creativity. Maybe you might find that you have a little bit of perfectionism. And as a result of that perfectionism, you rarely share things with others or the world that you deem are not perfect. But these are the things that the world needs from you, Pile 1. All right? This is all about you gaining respect for and from the people around you for the things that you offer. Things brought to light or life. And this is what you do. You may also be a truth speaker. And this is very much part and parcel with this Martian energy. This is a time of speaking the truth to yourself. What is it that drives you? What motivates you? What is it that's stealing your energy or draining you? It's a good time to look at that and reassess what your priorities are, because your ideal state of function, Pile 1, is being this brilliant sunshine. So make sure that you're taking time for yourself. The more you step into your truth and you allow yourself to unmask and unabashedly express yourself in some creative manner, like I said, create some time, go for a walk, maybe buy some paints and have a little painting session with yourself. Maybe play some old music that you used to enjoy from your youth or that revitalizes you or inspires you. It's time for you to move your creativity away from critical, judgmental gazes, that of others, and also the internal judgments that you place on yourself, that harsh inner critic. All of these things need to be blasted away under the brilliant rays of the truth of your creation and expression. So the more you allow yourself to be your unabashed, true, unapologetic, silly, childlike, creative self, the less that these projections will be able to take hold on you. It's like the rays of the sunlight literally cutting through the fog, cutting through any illusion or lack of clarity. So this is a really beautiful message, Pile 1. You are literally blocking and closing out the road and saying, no more projections. We are not taking applications for the peanut gallery today. We're closing out that cycle. We're putting an end to allowing other people's thoughts, projections, and expectations of us to become our business, our priority, and the very thing that we start to measure our own fulfillment or success on. This is where you have to understand that the wisdom, the joy, the light, the brilliance, the truth is within you, Pile 1. And if you allow yourself to go inward, if you allow yourself to see the truth of who you really are in your identity, this brilliant, radiant ball of light, you will be less inclined to allow for these comments to trip you up. All right. So that seems to be the core message for you today, pile one. I think I'm going to leave the message here for you. If you like the way that I read, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and to comment. I truly appreciate your viewership and your donations. If this message did not completely resonate with you, be sure to look for my email information in the description box below to book your own personalized reading. I hope that you have an awesome day. It looks like this cycle that is before you is very clear, very concise. Now it's a matter of you putting one foot in front of the other, pile one, and really cutting away all that extra weight, all the extra critics that you've been carrying from other people's voices that you have been internalizing, which have probably been really muddling up your internal processes and making you feel uneasy. Like I said, with this Mars retrograde energy, you might be feeling sluggish at this time, and that's where you're feeling a little bit of that sun reversed energy. But take this opportunity for the self-reflection that it is facilitating for you. And know that when you come out on the other end of this on February 23rd, you'll have that much more clarity, personal empowerment, and more self-confidence. You'll have more self-trust, self-belief, and you can finally put the internal critic and you can finally put that imposter syndrome aside once and for all. All right, take care, and I will see you in the next message. Hi, pile two. If you selected the death card, then this is your reading. All right, so under the Mars retrograde that has begun on December 6th and will end on February 23rd, it looks like pile two, you are going through some big transformations and bringing some cycles to their end. All right, with death here, this is Scorpio energy, so this is fire and water joining together in one powerful force. And I will say that this Mars retrograde is beginning in the fiery sign of Leo and then will end in the watery sign of Cancer. So it's like this card here is punctuating the beginning and end of this retrograde for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at the pre-selected cards here for you, pile two. And let's get into what is it you are currently releasing? What cycles are you closing out now in this Mars retrograde? Here we have the family room, the number 21, which reduces to the number 3, may be of significance. We have relief, the number 12, which reduces to the number 3, may be of significance. So we have 2 3s here. We have possibilities. This is 2 of Wands energy. This is Mars in Aries. And that was in the reverse. And we have the 3rd house. What do you know? That is our 3rd 3. 333. So you have some strong guidance around you at this time, pile two. Either your ancestors or you have some strong sort of ancient Mars-based energy, a fire-based energy that is walking with you at this time. And it looks like it's facilitating a lot of communication. So you may be finding yourself speaking a lot at this time, writing a lot, journaling. And you perhaps may find yourself having a lot of communication with the divine. All right, we see that there is a phone here. So perhaps the spiritual hotline has opened up for you in this Mars retrograde. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we just came out of a Mercury retrograde, and the third house is ruled by Mercury. All right, so there's something here about your creative expression. So your ideas, short-term thinking and trips, who and what is around you. On the flip side, the other key words here or phrases are by making the right connections, the idea in question, get your ideas going. All right, pile 2. So this deep transformation energy that you are going through is here. It may have been long coming, but with this family room, it is finally here. It is close by. It is happening. All right. And whatever transformation that you were going through at this time around your communication and your self-expression is bringing relief, relaxation. 3, 3, 3. There is some balance. There is some sense of alchemical perfection that is starting to happen in your life, perhaps emotionally, with this green energy that we see here, this earth green. You may be improving your relationship with nature, trees, water, the outdoors, but you may also be improving your relationship with your inner nature, pile 2. Starting to trust your own guidance with this 3 energy here. You are being reborn, okay? If I hadn't mentioned this, Scorpio energy is the phoenix. This is you being reborn from the ashes of this previous cycle. So this cycle that's closing out is actually going to catapult you or boost you, set you up and prepare you for the next chapter that is up and coming. With the 2 of Wands reversed here, there is a road that is being blocked as part of this transformation. All right, some kind of information. Now the key word on this card is possibility. So perhaps there was something you were trying to get started and it has been slowed or blocked in some way, shape, or form. And perhaps that's why there is this need to collaborate. As we see here, the key words or the key phrase is who and what is around you. So you are improving your awareness. You are starting to think more about your immediate future and how you can manifest your ideas to help move you forward. All right, with this short-term thinking and trips, you're planning for your future and your more immediate future. Pile 2. All right. So this Mars energy is causing you to introspect and think about what are your next most immediate steps on your path, which may have eluded you or seemed unclear in some way, but the relief is on its way. All right. There is a group of people perhaps that you ought to be working with, because with this 3, it's almost giving me like 3 of Pentacles energy. There is a collaboration that is awaiting you. And this collaboration is taking place on 2 levels at minimum, pile 2. This collaboration is happening on the 3D, perhaps a partnership, a business collaboration, all right? Teaming up with other people to bring whatever projects to fruition. And then on the 5D, more spiritually or energetically, you are starting to improve your connectedness and collaboration with your guides. And this is finally bringing some much needed relief to your heart chakra and your heart space. All right. So this is going to bring you a sense of like literally a sigh of relief. I see stress diminishing here with this energy. So get your ideas going. Okay, so the idea in question by making the right connections. So this is all about you schmoozing, socializing, finding the right people that you can bring your idea to, your pitch. All right. Folks that have the resources to collaborate with you. So if you have the ideas and you're looking for financial investors, well, it's time to get strategic about going to that place where financial investors can be found. All right. Whether that is a dinner party, whether that is finding, going to Google and searching for the kind of professional support that you need, so that you can get plugged into the right websites or find the right professionals. It's time for you, pile 2, to get this idea, whatever idea that you're contemplating. You may have sat on it for a while, but it's time now for you to finally get it off the ground. Okay? That is what this new cycle is bringing you. You're closing out the old, all right? The old is gone. Death and transformation. You are leveling up. So wherever you experienced stress before, you are now experiencing relief. Wherever you felt isolation and loneliness, or maybe just a lack of support, you are now going to experience this collaborative group energy around you. All right? So this is a good time for you to just get yourself into the right think tank spaces, find the right social media perhaps, get yourself connected to the right people who can further help you to fertilize, nurture, and get whatever your plan is, whatever this idea in question, all right, that you've been thinking about. And maybe you felt a little uncertain, but it's time for you on the physical level to get these ideas in motion, all right? Time to bring this down into the 3D and not just have it be an idea anymore, okay? So take a look at who's around you, all right? Because you're going to find the help, the support, the resources to further help you move forward in this upcoming chapter. All right, I'm going to go ahead and reach for a deck here and maybe get another card or two for a closing message for you, pile 2. We have sweet dreams, satisfaction, comfortable, lazy day in the reverse. Followed by homeless, failure, castaway, and poor. So these two cards here are further clarifying the 2 of Wands reversed for you. So what's being closed out is that this idea, pile 2, that you've had, okay? You may have had this idea for a while. Like I said, it's going to differ for each of you. But you may have felt blocked from being able to express this idea, to get this creative project up and running. And it's because you didn't feel resourced with this homeless energy here. You felt casted away. You felt poor and under-resourced. This is very much 5 of Pentacles energy. But this is what's being cleared out in this cycle, okay? This is what's happening right now and getting cleared away so that it can prepare you for the next cycle ahead. So you may have had feelings of, again, lack of resources. You don't feel supported. All right, there's scarcity. You're not getting your sweet dreams met with this idea. It just didn't feel like it was the right time. It wasn't the right time. Resources weren't there. The things you needed weren't there. It just wasn't in alignment. Okay? But this period of things not being ready or not in alignment, is come to an end, right? So you can finally express whatever this idea is and bring it forward to the light. Because now you're going to have a new phase in front of you. Look at the bottom of my deck here. We have family, bond, home, and background. And I see this as a duplication of this family room energy here. So for some of you, you may be actually collaborating with your family to bring a book, to create a book, write a book, create an e-course, to create some sort of like a learning series where you're facilitating or teaching. It's that kind of energy going on here. So you may actually be writing or speaking about your family. Maybe you're writing a memoir and you need to find a publicist and an editor. Maybe those are the 3 pentacles that you need to help you get this idea up and running. Okay, so you could be writing about your family, talking about your experience with your family, maybe some challenges or difficulties, maybe some family dysfunction that you have survived or come out of, and now you're in this relief energy. So you're going to teach other people through your example how they can survive or find strategies to get away from dysfunctional families. Or perhaps you're helping people understand how to build healthy families, and you're giving them, a 5 steps to increasing your connections. Whatever it is, viewer, read between the lines here. But this is a time for you to have this family energy. The family energy here could be your literal blood relatives, or it could be any group of people who are showing up to collaborate with you to enhance and support whatever this project is that you're trying to bring to fruition. Okay? So the time is now. The stagnant energy is moving away. So by the time we're out of this Mars retrograde on February 23rd, you will probably see this idea actually now ready to come out. So this is your preparation phase. All right? Get away from, oh, it's not working. Get away from the scarcity. Nobody wants to help me. Get away from my wishes aren't being fulfilled. While this energy was real for you, it is now closing out. Now we're looking at possibilities. Now we're looking at concrete, practical steps to bring relief and this healthy transformation into your life. All right, pile 2, I hope this message helped to confirm, validate your experiences at this time. If you like the way that I read, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I truly appreciate your viewership and all of your donations. If you would like a personalized reading, you can find all the information you need, including my email information, in the description box below. All right, pile 2, until next time, I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 3. If you selected the World card, then this is your reading. All right, so let's take a look at what cycle are you currently closing out in this Mars retrograde energy. So let's take a look at some of the pre-selected cards here for you. We have expectation, the number 28, which reduces to the number 10, and further reduces to the number 1, may be of significance. We have shift, the number 9. Okay, so there's truly some transformations and cycles closing out for you, pile 3. We have going with the flow. I believe this is the Page of Cups in this deck. And we have the Moon card here. Your keywords are defend, accept, let your feelings tell you how to. And on the reverse, we have here the nurturing of, feelings caused by, and reactions. All right, so this is all about you nourishing yourself, paying attention to any kind of reactionary feelings that are coming up, any feelings of acceptance, any feelings of defense. So this is time for you to tap into your moon and tap into your waters here, pile 3, okay? This is all about your feelings guiding you forward in this Mars retrograde cycle. So, as I mentioned, whatever this energy is here, Mars is facilitating for you an opportunity to look back at whatever past things are still needing more integration from you now so you can further heal from them and move on from them finally, or that much more. All right, if that makes sense. For many of us, we go through these cycles every so many years, and Mars does its cycle every 2 years. So every couple of years, Mars is going to pull us into this introspective energy. And surely it is happening here right now for you, pile 3. So you're closing out some cycles around expectation. You may resonate a bit with pile 1 as well. Expectation, going with the flow. So it's time for you to go with the flow. Perhaps it's time to let go of expectations that you have, pile 3. And instead to shift into an energy of emotions. So I don't know if you're someone who maybe you're well aware of the fact that you are empathic, sensitive, emotional, highly perceptive. And maybe for some of you, you're not that attuned to this aspect of yourself. And this is what Mars is inviting you to do, all right? You could be the kind of person where you are more used to putting up a front, of being in control, of being composed, all right? You may not cry in public, but that energy is shifting. It's almost like I'm seeing like a shift from, because of all this water energy that's here, it's making me think you're moving out of your mind, out of your headspace. You might be a very logical, rational, practical kind of person, very methodical, very mathematical for some of you. And this Mars energy is inviting you to shift out of that logic, mathematic, that one aspect of your brain and consciousness, and to activate the other aspect of your brain and consciousness, which is feeling. So this is processing information that is coming to you not through an intellectual medium, but information that is coming to you in the form of emotions and feeling. Okay, so with the moon energy and going with the flow, this is really the core message for you. Perhaps you are not the kind of person that can relax or go with the flow very easily, pile 3. If I recall correctly, the shift card was in the reversal, but I just flipped it in a slightly different way, so it came out upright. But if I turned it the way I normally flip my cards, the shift would have been in reversal. So you might have been resistant to feeling or leaning into emotions as an intelligence, a viable way, another practical way of gathering information, useful information that can help you prepare, take care, all the things. And with this bright yellow here, 2 things come to mind, especially with the yellow, this beautiful yellow in the World card. You may be now strengthening your solar plexus chakra, pile 3. So this is all about, paired with this water moon energy, this is all about you building your confidence, your self-belief, trusting yourself. And the more that you learn to trust yourself, the more that you observe. So I'm seeing this expectation card is also an observation card. The way that this woman is just watching out, looking out the window, looking at the environment around her, contemplating. This is the energy that is ripe for you at this time. Observe, contemplate, sit still, pay attention. What is coming up for you emotionally? We did see in the moon card that there was mention of reactivity as well. So in this Mars retrograde, pile 3, you may be more agitated, irritated, For some of you, this energy may cause you to feel unmotivated, slow, lethargic, tired. But for others of you, and I think I'm getting more of this flavor here for you, pile 3, because of the word reaction that I saw, is that you may find yourself being more reactionary, more explosive during this time. And that's why you're being invited to turn that energy inward. So instead of being reactionary to everything in your environment, to instead be still and attuned to your internal environment, because that is where you're going to find the answers that you need to make this shift. This is where you'll have greater realization on, oh, wow, okay, I didn't realize that XYZ was a trigger for me. Look at how incredibly upset or angry I got over this situation. Does my response match what's happened? Am I overreacting? Am I underreacting? For some of us, we could be explosive. And for others of us, we can just go into almost like, I don't want to say numbing, but a freeze response. So instead of exploding, we implode by pushing down the energy, by pushing down the trigger, the upset. All right. So there can be two extremes here in terms of like I said, overreacting on a situation or underreacting to a situation. All right. Disconnecting yourself so much that you're not even giving the appropriate response to what's happening around you. So this could be happening for some of you, this under response, and for others, this over response or overreaction. Now, this is not a judgment. The language that I'm using here, over under, is not a judgment. It's more about you figuring out what that fulcrum point is. What is the tipping point? Okay. So this is where you stand, pile 3, in the center here of this teeter-totter. All right. Are you going too much this way? Are you going too much that way? Because the teeter-totter in this case needs you to be level. And so that ultimately is the benefit that you stand to gain by doing this slowing down introspective process, going with the flow, right? She's sitting contemplatively, quietly in stillness, and that energy is being duplicated here in the going with the flow card. So much so that this person has one hand behind their head, like they're just maxing and relaxing. They're not resisting the current anymore. Maybe you are resisting your emotions, listening to your emotions, exploring them, seeing where they take you, going down the rabbit hole of your psyche, as it were, to have your adventure in Wonderland. So this person is just letting it happen. They're letting the waters take them away. They're not fighting it. In fact, they looked almost comfortable, at ease, soothed. So you may be surprised, pile 3, that the more you dive into your emotional depths, your psychological landscape, sure, you're going to find some triggers and reactions. But you're also going to get to a place where you're going to find like a sweet spot, where there's calm, where there's stillness, where you can accept who you are, where you can defend who you are, perhaps. Not in like an aggressive way, but you are an advocate for yourself. You know why you do the things you're doing, and you can explain it, you can defend it, you can back it up if you need to, if you want to. But you're definitely now stepping into the beautiful wisdom that emotions bring. Let your feelings tell you how to. This is time for you to nurture your mental health, your emotional health, and to get to the root of these reactions and the feelings caused by XYZ. You may have reactionary feelings caused by the sound of a siren. You may have reactionary feelings caused by abandonment. You may have reactionary feelings caused by a feeling of lack of control. Whatever it is, this introspective process that Mars is bringing you into is all about you understanding who you are ultimately. Where the reactions come from, where the deep inner peace comes from, because all of those things reside within you. So you are now exploring your own psyche. You're now exploring your own waters and depths, pile 3. This is a very beautiful time for you. And this Mars retrograde started in a Leo fiery energy on December 6th. But when it closes out on February 23rd, it's actually going to end in a moon energy. It's going to end in the sign of Cancer. So literally, at the end of this cycle, you will have elevated, matured, graduated. You will have come back from the cave. You will have returned, Alice, from Wonderland with that much more clarity on your identity and also accepting who you are and receiving nourishment, giving nourishment, but also practicing self-compassion and maybe allowing others to give you love too. I'm also getting this sense of you're now going to embrace the act of receiving love, receiving nourishment, receiving compliments, praise, emotional support. Like this character here. It's time for you to allow yourself to receive. You give so much, pile 3. You're always outputting information, logic. You're always outputting. Now is the time for you to lay back, relax, and be basked in the waters of love, joy, fulfillment. This is such a cleansing energy. Like I'm starting to feel it the more I look at this card. It's like I'm starting to feel this go with the flow energy. Like I'm getting pulled more into this tide that is here just for you. All right, pile 3, that is the message. If you like the way that I read, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I truly appreciate your viewership and all of your donations. If you would like a more personalized reading, you can find all of my information, including my email, in the description box below to book a personal reading. All right, I hope that you are well, stay fantastic and hydrated as always, and I will see you, pile 3, in the next message. Take care.